Okay, good evening, Alaska. I just wanted to talk a little bit about a bill that just passed on the Senate floor tonight. Hopefully it's going to move in the House here soon without any amendments, but it was the lands package. And I want to first do a shout out to my colleague, Senator Lisa Murkowski, who was the chairman of the Energy and Natural Resources Committee that moved this package through the Senate floor. So great job to Lisa on this. There's a bill in there. A big part of this lands package was a bill that I've been advocating for really the last 4 years with Senator Murkowski, Congressman Young, and it's the Alaska Native Vietnam Equity Allotment Act. Here's a little bit of the background. In 1906, during the Teddy Roosevelt administration, Alaska Natives were allowed to claim a native allotment. If they could show where they grew up, hunted, and fished, they were allowed to get 140 acres of land that they could have. This was the Alaska Native Allotment Act. In 1971, when the Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act came into force, the 1906 Native Allotment Act was extinguished. Couldn't do it anymore. Well, guess what? In 1971, we had a lot of brave Alaska Native veterans, men and women in our military community who were serving in Vietnam, serving overseas in other parts of the world. They missed the deadline. Very unfair. You know, a lot of people in our country at that time were avoiding military service. These patriots were serving. They missed the deadline to apply for their native allotment. So what we've been doing is trying to get them to essentially right this wrong and allow them or their heirs to apply for an allotment. This was addressed about 2 decades ago by Congressman Young and Senator Stevens, but it's still, the legislation did not cover a whole swath of these veterans, almost 2,800 veterans, and again, their heirs if the veteran has already passed away. So what happened tonight was the Senate finally voted as part of the lands package for this bill. We've been working on this for 4 years now. There's so many Alaska Native leaders who I want to thank, and I'm gonna thank. The list is too long to mention them right here. I also want to thank the Trump administration. To be perfectly blunt, Secretary of Interior Sally Jewell, when she was Secretary of Interior, opposed this bill for the last 2 years. The Trump administration came in particularly with Secretary Zinke, a Navy SEAL combat vet. One of the first meetings I had with him in Alaska was with all these Alaska Native veterans. He came out of that meeting saying, I'm 100% for this bill. So the administration was for it. We passed it tonight. It's not perfect. It still needs some work. For example, in Southeast, the Tongass lands are not included, but this will allow Alaska Natives to apply for an allotment anywhere in the state that's authorized under BLM law or BLM land, and it allows their heirs to do it as well. So, something we've been fighting for a long time, something our great veterans community, Native and non-Native, have worked hard to right this wrong. Men serving their country, missing this opportunity. Now they're going to have it, and this bill also will have another opportunity to possibly re-look at refuge land. Fortunately, some of the opponents of this bill made us slim it down a little bit, but that was part of the compromise to get it over the goal line. It did this evening in the U.S. Senate. Hopefully the House moves it without any amendments, and we'll finally get this bill signed into law and advanced in a way that brings justice to some of our veterans who deserve it, have served their country with honor, and now they're finally going to be able to apply for an allotment that they were unable to do when they were serving their country. So, bit of good news tonight from DC. Just wanted you to know about it.